So why is $100 to $150,000 a year the new middle class? So here's a breakdown of numbers of 5 different groups in the middle class, okay? And so it quickly, by the way, there has never been a more polarized or disconnect between middle classes depending on when you bought your house and if you have kids. So the first group is the group that has an under a 4% interest rate. We're roughly just going to summarize and average it out and say that, hey, they're paying $1,500 for their mortgage. If they don't have any kids or maybe they're empty nesters, that's $0 for daycare. So essentially for daycare and housing, it's $1,500. Group 2 are the people that have a under sub 4% interest rate, paying $1,500 again as an average. But say they have kids. Group 2 pays $4,000, so it's $1,500 plus $2,500 for daycare. That's roughly $4,000 a month. And then group 3, there's going to be the group of people that took a leap of faith, purchased a home even with the high interest rates, so they're paying 7 to 8% on interest, and that's a $4,000 mortgage, all right? But let's say they don't have kids. They're spending $4,000 a month just on housing and or daycare. Group 4, let's say that group unfortunately weren't able to buy a house, and so they're renting for $2,500 a month, but they got kids. So now they're paying $2,500 for rent and $2,500 for daycare. That's $5,000. And then group 5, those who took a leap of faith that wanted to, achieve their dream of home ownership, but they're paying 7 to 8%. That's a $4,000 mortgage on top of having kids. That's $6,500 just for housing and daycare. So there's some people who are able to purchase a house with sub 4% mortgages, and they think that they're balling out on $65,000 to $80,000 a year, wondering why somebody that's making $100,000 isn't making it. With those numbers, if you're in the $4,000 a month just on housing or rent and daycare, that's $100,000 minimum to be. I'm not even talking about the other expenses like gas, electricity, your car payments, your school loan debt, and groceries, right? Just going off of your housing and daycare costs alone, you need a minimum of $100,000 to be able to buy a house in this market. And so that's why there's such a polarizing difference and disconnect in the middle class of those who bought a home at the right time versus those who waited a little bit longer.